Good afternoon, Hun Buns. This is Miss Books to You on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. I would like to thank everyone before I begin my new book review for Barbara the Slut and the Other People. I would like to thank everyone, family, friends, strangers, all my Hun Buns for supporting me. I would like to thank everyone who went and actually viewed my channel, everyone who thumbs up my video. It is appreciated, and just it's been overwhelming the support that I've received from friends. I did not tell a lot of people that I was starting a YouTube channel because I was kind of leering and I wanted to not do it. And finally, God said, just do it. So I just did it. And I would also like to thank Miss Becky, the the author of Simon versus the Homo sapiens. I literally cried, and when I say I cried, I really cried. I called my friends and told them she really reached out to me and sent me a message and told me thank you, and my review was nice. So coming from the actual author, it is touching because you think that people will see it, you hope that they will see it, you pray that they will look at it, but for her to actually tell me that she liked the review and she gave me a heart, that really touched me. So without further ado, I will be reviewing Barbara the Slut and the Other People. I know it's kind of blurry, but that is how the book looks. I did take the book to work, although it does have slut across the front, but I did lay it down with the back so you can see the SL, but the slut was kind of big on the front. But I did take it to work and I did read it, pretty much everywhere I went, and I loved the book. So let's get into the review, shall we? The author of the book is Miss Lauren Holmes, and this book's publication date was 2015. It is 264 pages, and the price that's listed on the book is $27.95. And I did inform you all that a lot of the books I do get from either Overdrive, which is an app that you can get on your phone, tablets, basically any device that you have, you can download it and you'll be able to read books. But I actually like to, since since I do the reviews, I actually get the physical book. I did like the book so much that I purchased it on Amazon. I can't really recall the price of it on Amazon, but I did like this book so much that I did purchase it. But I did get this book from my local library, which you can as well. So let's get into the book review. This was my first time actually reading a book by Miss Laura Holmes, so I'm not able to actually speak on her reputation or her qualifications, but just know that this will not be the last time that I read a book by Miss Lauren. I absolutely love her writing style, and I will tell you about that later on. What was the story about? The great thing about this book was that it was actually 10 short stories, so you were able to go into different characters' lives, and it wasn't a focus on just one certain person, and I did like that about this book. Who was the main characters? There were numerous characters in the book, and I'll get into that a little bit later on in the review as well. What did the main character do in the story? I know it seems a little repetitive, but all of the stories have different topics. But human emotions seem very real in this book, and a lot of the reactions that people had, I can see in anyone, even myself. Let me put the book down. Even myself, having some of these emotions. Did the main characters run into any problems? All of the main characters had issues. However, it was the way in which they overcame their issues and the thought process that actually kept my attention. I overall enjoyed over half of the stories. They were my favorites. What was your favorite character? My favorite character in the book was Brenda in Desert Hearts and Barbara in Barbara the Slut. Could you relate to any of the characters in the story or out of all the stories? Basically, Desert Hearts touched me the most and was most relatable to me. Have you ever done or felt some of the things that the characters did or felt? Excuse me. And I do apologize if I do sniffle throughout it, out the review. I do have a sinus infection. Unfortunately, I know that it's so super gross, but I will be also drinking tea, warm tea in between. But I do apologize once again ahead of time, so you will hear a little sniffling out of me. Excuse me. And that was also another reason why I wasn't able to record this weekend, was because I wasn't feeling at my best, and I feel a little better now, but I'm not 100%, but I pray that I do get better soon. Okay, have you ever done or felt some of the things that the characters did? In Desert Heart, I feel like that is like my life story. In the story, Brenda, who is the main character, she is going to college and completed her degree, but she's trying to figure out like what is her place in life. Her father expects her to be a lawyer, and that is not where her heart is. So she basically moves away and goes with her boyfriend, and she stumbles onto a sex store. Now, I don't work for a sex store, but I don't work in the field that I actually graduated in. And it's hard when people always say, well, what did you go to school for? And you say, the polar opposite of what you went to school for. But that was the one that related most to me, and I will crawl to Riley if I have to. Natalie was the main character in that story. She wanted to break up with her boyfriend so bad. When I say so bad, she wanted to get rid of him so bad. And it seemed like things just kept happening where she could not break up with this man. And that is hilarious to me. Because poor Natalie, she really she was ready to let go, and things just kept happening. So that's the things that happen in life, where we want to do something in a certain time, but it just doesn't happen, and that was her situation. Did you like the book? This is about to be TMI, but the ADHD part of me enjoyed every minute of this book. I love the book because the subjects varied, and most of all, Miss Lauren has a potty mouth. And anybody who knows me knows that I do have an issue with cursing. I'm trying to get better. I promise you all, I am. I remember my first review. I say I remember it like it was like a year ago, but my first review, I had to record it because I had a few words in there like in recording, and I got frustrated and got a little tongue tied. So yes, the cursing part is what actually gravitated me toward the book, and I love you for that, Miss Lauren. If you are a sensitive person, then this book may not be for you because it is a few explicit words that are in this book, okay? What was my favorite part of the book? There were many favorites. However, the short story that I enjoyed the most was Barbara the Slut. It was actually at the top of my list. Although Barbara was fast, in the South we say fast if a person is promiscuous. So she was a little fast, but she was a good girl in the aspect of she actually did her homework. She was a straight A student. She just liked boys along with her homework. But to get back on topic, I'm sorry, I'm suffering right now. But back on topic, the next one was Mike Anonymous. It was a sad story, but it was an eye opener, especially for those who are either in marriages or a relationship and consider cheating as an option. That story, it was really sad. I actually did cry for Mike, and I did feel sorry, even though sometimes we do make decisions. We just aren't ready for those consequences, and Mike wasn't ready for the consequences that he was dealt. My humans, as a dog lover, I do love dogs. I don't own a dog, but I do, like when I go to my friend's house and they have dogs, I do love dogs. I'm not at home enough for me to have a dog. I've been told that by everybody that I can't have a dog. So She can't have a dog. But the book, I'm sorry, the short story My Human was about a story about the dog from the dog's perspective on what he sees in a human, which is hilarious to me because I always think when I see dogs, like, what are they? That's just me, period, about any animal or any insect, pretty much anything, a person too. Like, what are they thinking? And I always think that dogs are just super smart because they can sense just what humans are going through, and I love that in My Humans. Pearl and the Swiss guy fall in love. Miss Pearl is a mess. I love her, but she is a mess, and it's a mess in a good way. She wants her man to be there for her for one reason and one reason only. She doesn't need him around all the time, just at that special time. So that was Miss Pearl. Okay, my least favorite part about the book was the short story was called New Girls, and I really couldn't, I guess, get into New Girls. It was basically about a girl who she knew, she went to another, I think that she went to another country. She moved to another country and she was just experiencing different girls, I guess different attitudes of girls in the countries that she was going to. So I really couldn't really get into New Girls. Weekend with Beth, Kelly, Muscle, and Pammy. The story, it kept my attention only because of the cursing. I understood what she was trying to do with the story. I just thought it would end differently, but I mean it wasn't bad, but it wasn't one of my favorites. And How Am I Supposed to Talk to You is basically about a young girl coming out to her mother, but her mother is not really interested in what's going on in her life. She's more so trying to figure out what's going on with her life and her new boo or bae. I don't like bae, but I say it. If you could change anything about the book, what would you change? I would only remove New Girl. And for those who read it, if you understand New Girl and can give me a new perspective on it, not tried, I actually reread New Girl and it was still for me. So New Girl is the only thing that I would actually remove from the book. But other than that, I loved everything about it. Would you recommend this book to anyone? I actually have a coworker who is reading the book now, and what I do, she read The Hand That Feeds Me as well. So what I do after she's read it, I send her the review so she'll know, but I don't give away what happens, so it's not like I have any spoiler alerts. I give you a little my perception of what the book is, and but I never give away what actually happens in the end. So I do pride myself on that as well. So what type of person would like to read this book? I don't actually like to say, like I said before, a type of person that would or would not read a book. I read all types of books, so I never say, a person would or would not. Just try it. And you know as a book reader, you know by the first 5 pages if you're gonna like the book or not. That's pretty much how I judge it. I know books do change in the end, but for the most part, I could tell in the first 5 pages if I'm gonna actually like a book or not. Overall, the book was great. There were many life lessons for actually everyone in this book. I'm going to give you the life lessons that I received from all 10 of the book. I'm sorry, all 10 of the stories that I read. Excuse me. One moment. I have to drink some tea. I'm super sorry for that. I was choking, sorry. So, How Am I Supposed to Talk to You? It was the first story that was in the book. My life lesson was accepting a person for who they are. Either you accept them and have that relationship with that person and know your limits, or you let that person go. Only you're the only person who can actually determine what is best in a relationship, whether it be with a parent, a spouse, a child, whatever the situation is, you actually know. Or if you don't know, I suggest pray on it and wait for the answer. Mike the Anonymous, point blank, use protection always. I will crawl to Raleigh if I have to. It's basically knowing when to let go despite what the other person says. You know when it's time to let go. Desert Hearts, do what you love and let no one tell you how to live your life. I tell this to my friends and anyone that I actually come in contact with. It wasn't until I promise you it's probably this year where I basically felt like I came into my own as far as knowing what I want in my life and the way I want my life to go. And I ask and pray to God often to order my steps. So he'll guide me in the right direction because I've been trying to guide myself and that hasn't worked out so well all the time. So I with Desert Hearts, I think it more so touched me because some of her actions mimic mine. She graduated and it was something that her parents wanted for her, but her heart wasn't really into it. So basically, if someone doesn't accept your lifestyle, either you decide to deal with them not accepting it or you have to leave them behind. Often in life, we have to leave people that we love, but if it's going to bring you peace and serenity, I suggest that you do it, regardless of whoever that person is. Pearl and the Swiss guy, fall in love, know what you want in a mate, and don't be misleading to anyone. If you have something, don't disclose of it. It will come to the light eventually. And stick with whatever your decision is. New girls, basically it was story of girls will be girls. My humans, Lauren gave me further confirmation that dogs are super smart. And we may be the dumbest as human, but that dog really had everything figured out. And it was the dog sees everything, even when another person is gone. If it's two people and one person is gone, the dog was able to give sides from both parties, which was hilarious to me. Okay, Jerks was a short story as well, and it was basically be sympathetic to people's situation. I often tell people be kind, be kind, be kind because you never know what a person is going through, and I try to live my life as such. So if I see that you're negative now, if I see that you're negative versus responding to you, I'll just let you run amok. I'm not gonna waste my time because by telling you that's not going to change the situation. So, but Jerks was basically being sympathetic to a person. And last but certainly not least, Barbara the Slut. I love this. I love this short story the most out of all of them. It took Barbara a while to actually find the strength that she had, but once she did, life was much simpler for her. Once she regained her peace and her serenity, and she knew what she wanted, and she knew the person that she was, it was I don't know, it was freeing for her in a sense. And it's not the name that someone calls you, but it's what you answer to. And that's something that my parents have instilled in me as well as my family. From a young age, they've always told all of the girls in the family as well as the boys either they're handsome or the girls that they are pretty, so an outside person won't come into their lives and do that and take advantage. So that's why I love Barbara the Slut. So this is the end of the review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I want you to know that this was actually my second time recording this. I touched something on the recorder and it did not it was nothing but me doing it. I say if I post that, they are going to strangle me. So I didn't post it. I took some more meds and re-recorded. So I love you guys. Thank you, Humbuns, for all the support once again. I would like to thank you for watching. Please do not forget to thumbs up this for me and subscribe also. and comment anything that you have. If you have any positive criticism, you can comment that below. If there's something that you feel that I can improve on, besides the I'm trying to work on that, and I recognize it. Also, refer a friend. My email address, Instagram, Twitter account will be listed in the description box below. And once again, I would like to thank you all for all of the support that I've received. Thank you. Have a nice night, hun buns. Mwah. I love you.